So let's start the metronome. Set it to 20 BPM. So right now let's get into, let's say, zone of triplets. So we will be playing only triplets all the way. So I will set the metronome to 20, and then I say subdivision in triplets. So it's 20 BPM and it's triplets. So I will be playing one phrase in a loop until I will until I will hear that it actually, resonates with the click in the metronome. So let's play. And make accent on the click. And make sure that if you are playing like me on the left leg, then make sure that this part is not going that way, but it actually goes that way. So when you touch the guitar, then you actually, you're moving with your elbow under the guitar, you're trying to do something like this. That's what you are doing essentially, this move. So at some point when you're making this move, one second, when you're making this move, right? So right now my hand, it's, perpendicular, I think so, perpendicular with the fretboard, right? It's 90 degrees angle. So it's actually the most convenient place for me. And you have to remember to put your shoulder with your hand, in this direction, just a little bit. I'm exaggerating right now, so just a little bit. Not like this, but just a little bit. It will make your hand be way more relaxed. We put accent on the first note, and then I'll be switching patterns of the, let's say, 3 notes per string pattern. will feel it that you resonate with the metronome the moment when you stop thinking about your right hand and left hand. Basically, it's like, you know, the feeling is similar to when you're driving a car and you're a newbie and you are constantly thinking about changing the gears, you know, going straight, turning on the light, well, you know, the turn indicator. And let's say after half year of riding your car, you're doing things automatically, you're not thinking about it anymore. So that's where we want to go, that the strumming beat, you know, and yeah, the evenness of playing with left and with the right. So first you can train it separately, and then with this hand separately, and then you can also do, I recommend this for the 20 BPM, to over exaggerate motion with your right hand. So imagine that you are strumming a chord, right? Like a bar chord. Yeah? So imagine that you are strumming like that. And I want you now to transpose that movement in your hand in the way that you're gonna start, you know, shredding, you know. But have in mind this motion, right? And then you start minimizing the motion. So you start from this, and then you get slow, you know, smaller gaps, smaller and smaller, until you're actually doing it correctly. You just slower the size of that, you know, your gesture. I don't know how to call it. So and you are and keep repeating this phrase until it starts. You will hear when it resonates. You just feel it in your hands, you know. So I mean, I don't need to play the metronome anymore because I already hear it, I don't know, in my head, whatever. So I can tell you, I can immediately tell whether I am in, let's say, on the click or not. I just hear it. And start over exaggerating with your right hand. So, you know, like you would be playing a violin, you know. So, but with your hand here. Just do don't. You don't have to care if you are strumming all right or not, if it's hitting some proper chord or not. That's really not important here. Just focus on your right hand, whether it's doing this motion. You know? But now just press just one note, right? So. And start moving your head to add the rhythm part. This is really important, whether it's gonna be your head or your foot, but something, because you need to start connecting the dots with your head. So just, you have to do both things. second. I'm almost there. So okay, I'm not hitting, right? So what does it mean? Besides, I suck. That's what she said. Cringe. I envisioned Michael from The Office. So, don't forget about the elbow. So move the tuck your elbow inside. You know, so you want to do this. So that move. So a little bit of this elbow in that direction. It will it will cause that. What? Yo man. Why you're laughing? I mean, it's good that you're laughing, but why? Well, anyway. So my point is, you start with 20 BPM and you play it until you are in the zone with your right hand and in the zone with your left hand. So first getting both hands at the same time into the zone is, I would say, it's, at least for me, it's impossible. So I have achieved a success, I would say, because I have decided to actually train hands separately. So just with my left hand first. So let's say that I will be okay. Let's even keep it with triplets, right? So I'll training triplets. So I would start incredibly slow, like 20 BPM, until I am in the zone, and you will just literally hear it. You know, when you hear it, when you are in the zone, it sounds good, right? First of all, you will know that it will start to sound good. And what it means that if there is some particular rhythm that somebody's playing, then you can nod to it, right? And you will feel like, oh, I can rock to that, right? That's when you're playing in the rhythm, you're in the zone. That's when you can start headbanging. And you know that you are not in the zone where you can't, the things like that, that it's, you're not rhythmic, you're arrhythmic, I would say. Forgive me. So you want to not make any mistakes with 20 BPM, and until you will not play correctly at 20 BPM, there is really it's not necessary to try playing it faster, because if you can't play it at 20 BPM, you won't play it in 30 BPM, trust me. And we're talking about, let's say, you want to be at, let's say, 99.9% of accuracy on this. That's really, really, really important. Because if you will be accurate on this, then your brain will not be not be spending time on delegating to your hands that wait, go faster, slower down, go faster, block it here, make it more, it's more cramped, because the body constantly tells to the hand whether it's supposed to speed up or slow down, and it makes the hand stiff, and that's bad, because once the hand is stiff, the muscles are stiff, you're done, you can't play anymore. So this is why you can see, that's my opinion of course, that if there is some pro guitarist, the way I see him playing, it looks like that he's just playing with this instrument, right? And for me, it was all my life like I'm struggling with it, like I'm always fighting with it, and that was because I was not hitting accurately to the metronome. So you can't make any mistakes basically. Okay, I know that if you lose one note per 100 notes, I mean, of course, no problem there. But if you actually, lose two consecutive notes, then it will be hard for you to get out of this problem. And if you are constantly making mistakes, then you are not playing. You're actually constantly chasing your tempo. Because you are either too late, or you are too soon, or you're too soon to start, or you're too late to start, or you're too soon to end, or or you finished too late. And that's what I mean by, so first there is the start of the moment. So where is the correct time? Like, time is ticking. So it is important whether you hit here or whether you hit here. It's really important because you can only start at this place. If you start anywhere just a little bit here or just a little bit there, it makes a fucking difference. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. So you know that you clicked with the metronome when your hands are, like it's like hot knife into the butter. You fucking, it's like a no-brainer anymore. It's just happening. For me, all my life I was struggling with the guitar, like like I could not feel it. I envied everybody that could improvise, etc., or they could play in a way that you can start feeling the rhythm. And I can do it as well because I have synchronized with this metronome beat. So I can now divide the beats how I want them. And so that's why you can start improvising more to your liking, because suddenly you are synced with the tempo and in beat. So when you are dividing the beat, you are always with the track, right? Then suddenly it just fucking starts sounding good. It starts to sound good, right? Like for example, some 3 notes, right? So I was wondering how people were doing, and now I understand. It's because it's not that they are playing notes. Okay, they are playing notes, but the whole complexity of playing the guitar it's inside, I think, in my opinion, in how you break the beat, how you break it. Whether you're gonna have 2 eighths, then you're gonna add 4 16th notes, then I don't know, 8 32 notes. That's the whole complexity. So I have decided to stick to 100% accuracy with the metronome for 8 notes. So I was sitting and I was doing. When you will understand how this note value is being strummed inside the right hand, and how this hand should apply the note value, because if you are doing the group of half notes, right, then it's just 2 notes. So then you need to understand how it goes around those 2 notes, because you will be now implementing the concept of half notes to all your fingers, not just those 2 fingers, but also those 2 fingers and those 2 fingers. You have to implement that switch in all of them. And for example, like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, or yeah, all possible schema. So and always, and don't forget about the accent. So just try already implementing the accent part. And do you think it's tiring to me? No, it's not. My hand does this naturally, so it resonates with the string. So that's the whole concept, that you have to let the pick loose in your grip, so the pick can start resonate with the string. You just have to let it loose a little bit. So you start from this motion. You're starting to minimize that motion, you know. So you start from this. And then at the end, when you want to go into the tremolo mode, you know, like the turbo mode, then you would do this. So that's sort of like this peak slanting, what I think they are calling this. So when I am slow, then I am applying those different angles. But when I want to start really pick fast, then I am actually keeping my hand in one position. Tiring. And I'm not even inside the tremolo mode right now. I'm just in a pretty relaxed stance. And now, because I changed the way how I have angled my pick, now I need to learn again. Tiring at all. So all it actually matters is that you start with 20 BPM and then you gradually do it slower, but you're not allowed to go faster until you actually nailed that current speed, that it resonates, so that the peak, the whole, when I say it resonates, what I mean is that the peak, it's like, imagine that you are a drummer, right? And when drummer slams the how do you call this? The stick, I don't know, stick, let's call it stick. I don't know. then then that he actually, it's letting the energy go away, and it also, like, then it returns, the energy returns, because it hits the mm, the drum kit, and then it gets the energy from the drum kit, and he is not taking away, but he's controlling that energy. So he is the one that says, oh, I am allowing you to jump further, or I will like minimize your force so that it actually will bounce lower. So that's the same principle here, that you are controlling the, let's say, resonating part, the resonation part of the pick. So with your hand you are supposed to put it to that kind of emotion, right, which resonates with the metronome tempo, or however you're gonna call it. And you're gonna know when it resonates because you're gonna fucking hear it. So you already have the guitar, so you have to like music, you can easily hear that part. So that's the moment when we are playing, you can bounce to that what you're actually playing. If you can't bounce with your head to what you're playing, it means that you're not doing this evenly, because when you want to do this, and you're so, and then, and for example, you actually starting to play in the middle of this move, then it means, well, clearly you're too late, right? Because you start playing this, you initiate your move for playing it already here, when you're here, right? So I already am starting to move my head to start the head banging, right? So my hand already is now engaged. So bam, bam, so it will resonate. And if you will be doing this not in that exact moment, so you are doing bam, and you're like here and not here, your head's supposed to be here by now, but your head is actually only here. So that means that you were too late. So you're supposed to start from here. So bam, 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 bam. That's the easiest way to see if you are in the sync with the metronome and so on. So start slow with like a simple division, like half note, 8 notes. Hello, Ayush. Yeah. And make sure that you will be not mixing those values. So if you will be training 8th notes, then you stick to 8 notes. Because, for example, I was making mistakes in that way, that when I am playing 8 notes, so then out of nowhere I would literally switch to 16th notes. So you need to take care that you are not doing this unconsciously, because I know it's possible, because I was doing that with everything. When I wanted to play triplets, I could, in the middle of doing this, I could subconsciously switch to from triplets to sextuplets, for example, or from 8th notes to 16th notes, and I wouldn't be aware about this, and my goal is to play with the metronome. But what I actually was teaching my hands was to play with the metronome, and the hands were constantly switching the rhythm, right? Because it's the difference between and right? It's different. That's a different stuff. So when you will be planning to learn, let's say 8 notes, stick to 8 notes, and do yourself a favor, record yourself, and just listen whether you actually played 8 notes or whether you were mixing with 16s or 32s, because you could do that. Why, you know? Oh. And you will notice that if you're getting better with how you are playing with the metronome, then you will immediately see it or hear it when you will be trying to, you know, improvise on your own, to play something on your own. And you will notice that you can easily divide your rhythm, you know, like you can switch from triplets to sextuplets quickly, or from triplets to 8 notes, or from triplets to 16 notes. For example, no. So yeah, that's how I would be practicing. Hello to you.